In its heyday, the Catskill Mountains were a cool getaway from the stifling city heat. But once jets made it as inexpensive to go to Mexico or the Caribbean, the Catskills suffered a slow economic death. Now something new is rising from the ashes of the old. From the dancing and the tumbling to the ka-chingling, the Catskills is gambling on its future, hoping to turn Borscht into champagne and restore the glitter to the once thriving resort known as the Borscht Belt. A behemoth of a casino has now risen from the ashes of hundreds of hotels that were a summer refuge for tens of thousands of New Yorkers.
In 1953, the New York Times reported there were 538 hotels in the Catskills, in addition to 1,000 boarding houses and 50,000 bungalows.
Sullivan County historian John Conway says they're all gone now. Some have long closed, some have fallen into default, some have burned to the ground. It's like traveling through a time warp, seeing what remains of these grand hotels today. The 400-room Pines Hotel, for example, was a classic resort. Today, it sits abandoned. Kutcher's Hotel and Country Club, that was the inspiration for the classic movie Dirty Dancing. So we take each other's hand. Quite a different style of dancing. But in its heyday, this was the daily routine around the pool. This is all that is left of the once grand Kutcher's Hotel and Country Club. But elsewhere on the property has risen a $250 million yoga center and spa. The Raleigh Hotel, where I spent my college summers working as a bellhop.
Well, let's see. Judging by the weight, you must be here for, what, about 3 days?
It's still there. The Raleigh is now an Orthodox Jewish property. The Concord was the crown jewel of the Catskills. When it closed, it threw the Catskills into an economic tailspin.
With that, you lost employees who supported these villages.
There was somewhat of a prophecy in the words I used to conclude a report, which I did on the Catskills back in 1972. That post, which pointed to the remnants of the 538 hotels that once flourished in this area, well, that's gone now. But the one thing I said in the report was,
but there's still hope that the Catskills will bounce back as a major tourist center. Much of that hope is pinned on the belief that sooner or later, the New York State legislature will approve casino gambling.
Everything very high-end, very elegant.
Area residents are now betting on the $1.5 billion Resorts World Casino, built on the old Concord property to revitalize the area.
We're recreating the middle class with our jobs. We have 1,500 new jobs, escalating to 2,000 in this building. We're basically putting paychecks in people's pocket, and they're spending it in the community.
I love it. I love gambling, so it's a good thing for me. It's a bad thing for me, actually, but I'm here, and I'm spending my money, and I'm paying some salaries, so hello.
This is a first-class 332-room hotel and casino with more than 2,100 slot machines. The super big spenders, they get to stay at a luxurious 2-story, 2-bedroom villa with a unique amenity. If you don't get a royal flush at the table, you certainly will with this $8,000 toilet. What's different about this casino? And will it succeed?
I think we're different. I think we're close enough to the city. I think that we have this great resource of our county and all of our outdoor activities.
It's more than just the casino. In addition to the casino, we have an indoor family water park that's being built, a new golf course, as well as an entertainment village.
When you lose 500 resorts and thousands of bungalow colonies, it takes 3 or 4 generations to see some level of prosperity. Now they're finally getting a feel, a sense of that recovery.
One executive conceded, sure, it's a long shot. It's a gamble. But he added, any new business is a gamble. And there's hope that top-name entertainment will be a lure for visitors. This weekend's headliner, a kid who got his start in the Catskills, Jerry Seinfeld.